Alright, so can you see me in that? Red?
Yeah, you can see the gun.
Alright, so what we're going to do right now is set the gland seal, and when your gun comes from the factory, that is out. You'll see that there are threads there. What that is, it's got a little accordion plastic piece that as you squeeze it, the diameter gets smaller and it clamps around this needle. So in other words, the tighter you screw this in, the tighter it's going to be on the needle. So you cannot do this, you can't set the gland seal without there being a bunch of oil in it. You won't get a good reading. So what we're going to do is oil the needle right about there where it goes. And then I'm going to take a little drop of oil and I'm going to put it right in that little hole. Boom. I'm going to sit it in there. Grab me that thing that tightens. It's over there, a little spring and a little knob. Now I'm going to tighten this down. And again, if your gun is new, it's going to take a long time to tighten it because it's got little threads. And I'm using a 1.8 because it's easier to see that. So I oiled the needle, put it in there, tighten this down all the way, and then I'm going to tighten this fluid adjustment screw until I see one thread. Alright, so with that tightened, can you see that? Touch on the screen here where it is so that it's in there. You see it?
Yeah.
Can you see that hole?
Yeah.
Alright, now when I pull the needle back, you see it turn black?
Yeah.
See how it didn't go back fast? Boom. See? You got it open, closed. You see that?
Yeah.
So in other words, the gland seal was so tight that the spring had to work to put it back. If your gland seal is too tight, what will happen is you'll let off the gun and it'll spit because the needle isn't going back home fast enough. So what I want to do is tighten it even a little bit more so that when I pull it, the needle doesn't go back at all, hardly. See how it's just barely going back?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to tighten it up, loosen it 1/4 of a turn, and then I'm going to watch it. See, it's still a little half a delay. Can you see that on the camera?
Yeah.
Kind of a half a second delay.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. I want it to go back instantly, so I'm going to do it one more 1/4 of a turn loose. Boom. 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 See, it's going straight back. So if I tighten this 1/4 of a turn tighter, it won't go back fast. So I want it to be loose just enough to where one turn it wouldn't go back, but the next turn it goes back fast.
Right.
We want to be right in there. Now, I will, normally we add, we'll use it, after I rebuild a gun, I like to load it with water. And I like to watch that happen. So I'll let go and see if it drips. I'll make sure that I have fan control with water. And I'll make sure that I've got, that I can do everything I need to do with water and there's no leaking. So if the gland seal is too loose, what will happen is you'll have material that leaks out here.
Yeah.
So over tightening it makes it drop, dribble, spit. Under tightening makes the paint come out here. Now, a lot of you say, well, I don't have paint coming out there. Well, that's because it's full of paint in between your gland seal. You always want to take this needle out and make sure that you clean the inside of that gland seal with your gun tool, because the paint builds up around there and you'll see it get on your needles and stuff. So that's how I adjust the gland seal. And it's once you do it, you usually don't ever have to do it again. But when I'm changing my needles, I want to be able to feel it. When I stick it in there, I want to feel it. Feel that? Feel it?
Yeah.
So it's tight, but it's not too tight.
Yeah.
Now, if you notice
There's
spitting,
little resistance.
if you notice spitting, what is the first thing you're going to do?
Loosen.
Loosen it. Quarter of a turn.
Quarter of a turn.
Boom. Right on.